No matter what distance that you like to race, there are 3 things that you can do to get faster over the next couple months. And in this video, we're going to discuss those. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everyone. This is John with Motivation Theory Running. And if you have been following along with me, you will have noticed recently I have dialed it up a couple notches and gotten a little bit faster. So I get a lot of questions about that. And I can attribute that to 3 specific things that I have done over the last couple months that have been pretty much game changers when it came to not only losing weight, but also getting faster. Number 1, first and foremost, it was dropping unnecessary weight, losing weight. It is scientifically proven that for every pound of weight that you lose, you can gain about 1.5 to 2 seconds per mile. So if you lose 15 pounds, you can gain up to at least 30 seconds or even more. In my case, I've noticed an even greater gain in speed per mile. So that's a significant difference. So if you're out there running 10-minute miles and that's kind of your max and you lose 15 pounds, you would be able to run at that same exertion. You should be able to run at 9:30 or even lower. So losing weight, not carrying the weight around is common sense. You're going to get faster. But every pound you lose does help increment that. It doesn't have to be 15. Not everyone has 15 pounds to lose. Some of us had a lot more than that to lose. I've lost, probably close to 50 pounds now over the last year or so. And I've seen a significant improvement. And especially over that last 15 pounds that I've lost here over the last 2 months has been a significant game changer when it came to my speed. It's like I got faster and faster and faster when I lost this last 15. I don't know what it is. It could be diet change when I switched to a whole food plant-based diet. Or I just kind of hit a threshold where everything kind of came together and I got faster because I'm not carrying around this last 15 pounds and I'm going to lose about another 10 and see where we go. And so you can do many different things. A lot of us who've been running a ton, our body just adapts to that and it doesn't burn fat the same way. There are several things that I'm going to talk about in the next couple points here that you can do to help you lose that weight. But one is cutting out the processed food. I would also suggest switching to a whole food plant-based diet. It's just healthier. You will lose inflammation. I've lost a lot of inflammation in my body. I feel better. I feel clearer. My joints aren't stiff. I don't feel achy. I don't really crave coffee. There's just a lot of benefits to it. If you're not wanting to do that, eating more plants and vegetables is going to be extremely beneficial, and especially cutting out all of the processed food. Cut out all the crap. The dairy and stuff like that. It will help you considerably. Number 2, running hills. We all love running hills, right? Well, they're extremely beneficial to strengthening your body, your neuromuscular development, your cardiovascular adaptations that come from that, like being able to pump more blood, more volume through your heart, decreased heart rate. Those guys that run in the mountains, those guys and gals that run in the mountains all the time just have these crazy low heart rates and you wonder how they do it. Altitude. There's all kinds of stuff that come into play here. And just consistently running those hills, making them part of your workout, is going to make you more efficient as a runner. It's going to help with your form and its thus impact on your body. And because it starts to get you into the anaerobic side of things, you're going to burn more fat, which helps you then lose weight. So if you're a sprinter, if you're somebody who does half marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks and things like that, hill repeats are going to help you get faster. From a ultra marathon standpoint, it helps you to be able to run through hills. Like I have a lot of runs that I run on around here that have some pretty significant steep hills. They bring my average pace per mile down or up. They raise that because I end up power hiking them a lot. But as I've run more and more hills running through them, I can now run all those runs with just running straight through them with a lower heart rate because I run them so much, because I do those kind of hill repeats, those intervals with the hills included. It makes me more efficient and I can keep my heart rate down while running through those. And that is going to significantly increase your speed, especially in ultras, if you're able to actually run through some of the 2, 3, 4% hills that maybe not too long. Maybe they're a half mile, maybe they're a mile. There's all kinds of different terrains out there. If you're able to kind of slow down and run through those a little bit, it's going to save you a lot of time, especially if you can do it efficiently and not burn yourself out. Number 3, consistency. Aerobic endurance is king. You need to be going out and getting those runs in. I only get 4 to 5 runs in a week. I always make sure that I take at least 2 days off a week because rest is paramount. It's super important. I know a lot of people out there will push that running every day is good for them. I wouldn't subscribe to running every day for just the the sake of doing it. It depends on your age and your ability to adapt to doing that, the distances you're running, the intensity you're running. There's so many different variables that come into play when you're somebody who wants to run every single day. But I like to get the most out of my workouts, and I also like to rest. I don't feel guilty about resting. The days that I rest, I'll do weightlifting, which is another part of losing the weight, getting that anaerobic exercise in, getting strength, strengthening your core, getting stronger, building more muscle fibers, which then burns more calories. It's just being overall stronger. You're going to be having more muscle mass. Now, I'm not saying bulk up like you're a weightlifter, but being stronger, developing those muscle fibers is going to help you burn more calories. Hills helps you do that, and running consistently is going to help you do that. Getting those long runs in, getting those back-to-back long runs in are going to change your body, your ability to handle those distances, the time on your feet, and those long runs, those back-to-back long runs. Spending all that time on your feet is really good for your endurance, obviously, and your cardiovascular health. So running them at the appropriate pace and heart rate level is key when doing those long runs. You don't want to overdo it, because it just you're going to lose the benefit of actually strengthening those out, keeping your heart rate low, helping with that cardiovascular strength and endurance when you're out there doing that. So you got to make sure when you're running those long runs, those long, slow runs, that's why they're called LSRs, long, slow runs. You're supposed to run them slow. I know it's tough, doesn't look as cool on Strava, but it is very key to developing your ability to run for a long time and keep moving and not always having to resort to walking. Walking is good. It's key. It's part of every endurance athlete's tool in their toolbox. I mean, walking is important, but the less you can do it, the faster you're going to get in these races. But that only gets you part of the way there. The hills are going to get your legs stronger. They're going to get you used to dealing with all of the elevation changes in races. And then you kind of be consistent with building your aerobic endurance. That is king. That is the kind of the cherry on top of all of this. Is not, you can be in great shape, you can be light, you could be at a race weight, but if your cardiovascular system, your heart is not used to being able to carry your body over a certain distance, you're going to suffer. So as long as you can put this trifecta together, you're going to get stronger, you're going to get faster, and you're going to enjoy running ultramarathons much, much more. And again, no matter what distance you race, these tips are going to help you significantly. I've gotten a lot faster in all distances because of these things. My focus happens to be at the ultramarathon level, but again, I've gotten faster. I've gone back 10 years and looked at my times, and I'm looking at the splits and things that I've done recently in training, and I'm running faster than I was 10 years ago, when I was 10 years younger than I am right now, because of the way that I've trained, building my base, losing weight, building this huge base, this aerobic endurance that I have built, and taking hills on differently than I used to. So those are my tips. Those are the things I've done here recently. The proven all my stuff is out on Strava. If you aren't familiar, you can check down below. If you don't know what Strava is, you can click on that and you can figure out what it is. But if you are on Strava, you can find me out there as Motivation Theory Running. We have a run club, the MTRC, the Motivation Theory Run Club. That's out there also. You can join that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you gained some value from this. You can go ahead and click here and follow me in 2021 in my journey in all things ultramarathon, nutrition, and kind of see where I end up this year. This year is the year I push hard. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.